Good morning, everyone. You're watching Barnstable This Morning. This morning, I'm at the Hyannis Public Library with Hyannis Library Board of Trustees President Joan Kenny. Thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Delighted to be here.
We are here actually talking about a really interesting renovation that's been made recently to the Hyannis Public Library, celebrating that fact. But first, before we get into talking about what's been renovated, let's talk a little bit about the history of the library, if we can. It's my understanding that the initial portion of the library was actually built in around 1750.
Yes, that's the approximate date. Because of the fire at the Barnstable Courthouse, a lot of those early records were destroyed, but by looking at old photos and piecing together information about other similar properties, that's what the date is settled at. And this property is on the National Register of Historic Places, and they're using that circa 1750 date, so we feel pretty confident that it's close, if not exact. And so this building stayed in the hands of just 3 families for a period of time, one of whom was the postmaster in Hyannis. And then I think it was about 1865, a woman named Mrs. Rosella Baxter became interested in doing something of the nature of starting a library. So she and a few of her lady friends would sit around and talk about books, and then they would contribute books from their own collection. And as the collection grew, it sort of moved from one house to the other. But it was obviously getting to a point that it needed a permanent home. The women had started a subscription library at 50 cents a year to belong to the subscription library, and you could take out as many books as you wanted. But again, the collection was scattered everywhere. So finally, in 1902, a free public library was voted on by the newly formed Hyannis Public Library Association. But again, books were still everywhere. And finally, very fortunately, on September 19th of, 1913, Mr. James Otis had the deed to the property and had held it in trust for the library until that date. So we celebrated that event last Friday night, which happened to be the exact date 101 years ago that the deed was passed to the library, and hooray, we finally had a home for all these books that had been everywhere. And we had a librarian, and then the building ended up being named after the first librarian who served from, and I'm going to get this date exact because she served from 1909, when it was a free public library, but not in this building yet, to 1943. Now that's a long career.
Yes, it is.
And Mrs. Hickley was very much a driving force in the community. There are still a lot of Hinkleys in the area who have been very gracious and generous to the library over the years. But she was the one that really pulled the whole thing together.
So neat to hear all about the history of this library and how it got its start. I mean, what a cool story about these women who got together and really loved books and sort of got the whole thing rolling. A lot of changes have happened over the years to the library. Some expansions have happened, and really the library is almost a tour through the decades, if you will. So we have this first building, the original house that the library was housed in, and then we had another addition made, I think, around the 1930s.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that addition.
Well, in 1939, it became evident that there just wasn't enough room in this house, which had always been a private residence. It had never been intended as any sort of a public building. So we're sitting in what was one of the parlors of the original building. And, what we have for bookcases here are probably almost all of what was being shelved in this building originally. So the addition was put on, sort of hung on to the back of where the old kitchen was, toward the back of the building. And that served as a reference area and a large children's room. And then in 1974, it was again became obvious that it was suffering from lack of space. So what is now the current library area was added on. That was called the Twomley Building. And so that's the history of this funny little house that started out as a typical Cape Cod house and added on to, as many Cape Cod houses were, as sort of helter-skelter. But here we have three very distinct architectural styles hanging on to this one building. So it's sort of fun because you can almost feel the difference as you move from one level to the next. That, you know, the part that was built in 1974 doesn't feel at all like what this part of the library feels like.
Such a neat story, and changes throughout the years. I know recently they've made some improvements to Main Street, and that actually kind of affected the library in a way. And you guys really wanted to preserve this historic portion of the library, and you had to make some changes in order to do that. Tell me a little bit about that process.
Well, the process really was kick-started by the fact that when the sidewalks were laid out on the main street, it changed the grade enough that there was a tremendous amount of water that was started to run both under the building and along the side of the building. And there was great fear that this very historical structure would just end up crumbling. So a proposal was given to the Community Preservation Act Funding Committee, which is usually called the CPAC, and requesting funds to really do four things: fix the drainage. All the windows in the building were still original, and they were in desperate need of repair and restoration. To take care of the sill that the building sits on, because that constant moisture was causing punky spots, and I mean, there was just the fear that the whole structure would just fall into the ground. And then the last thing was to repair the chimney, which was part of this section of the building. And we were very happy that the funds were awarded, and we started work last August and finished in July of this year. So it was just about a year's project, and everything went swimmingly except for the chimney. When they took the chimney down to the roof line and peered inside, there was massive damage that went all the way down. And there had not been funds allocated for that amount of change in the chimney structure. So at some point, the roof was sealed up, and we're slowly getting used to the fact that there isn't a chimney there anymore. It sort of hits your eye because it was such an integral part of the building for so long. But that's just the way it had to be done.
Now tell me one thing, what made you want to be a part of the Library Board of Trustees? You have such a wonderful knowledge of the library, and it seems like it's really a passion of yours. What made you get involved?
Well, I've always been involved in some way with libraries, where I grew up originally, and then where I lived my whole married life, which was in Norfolk, Massachusetts. I was one of the founders of the Friends of the Library there, and served on the Board of Trustees of that library, and started a program of children's in the school to have volunteers reading to the kids and helping the school buy more books for the kids. So it's just always been a passion. And when I retired and moved here to Hyannis to be in the house that my family has been in for several years, it just seemed like that was the first thing I wanted to get involved with, was the library. And so I went on the board 6 years ago and served as the project facilitator for this renovation, and then just was elected as president a week ago. So I'm a newbie to being the president.
Well, congratulations, and congratulations also to the library. It's such a wonderful space. I'm glad to see that this historic building is going to be preserved for everyone, and you actually helped to put together this this packet for the celebration, and you have a special quote in there that you wanted to include in that packet. What was that special quote?
Well, it's a quote I came across when I was in D.C. about 3 years ago, and I was touring the old post office in D.C., and this quote was on the wall of the building. Old buildings are like old friends. They reassure people in times of rapid change. They encourage people to dream, to think before they build, and to consider the alternatives before they tear down. And Nancy Hanks, who was the chair of the National Endowment for the Arts, made that statement at the dedication of the restored post office. So it just seemed very appropriate to have that as be part of our celebration.
Absolutely. What a beautiful quote, and something that gives me the chills
It
when I
does,
think about it
doesn't
in this
it?
really
Right.
historic building. Thank you so much for joining us today and telling us all about the renovations here at the
Well, it's
library. I
been
really
a
appreciate
great
it.
pleasure.
Joan Kenny is the president of the Hyannis Library Board of Trustees. For Barnstable This Morning, I'm Sarah Mannel.